Hello YouTube. So, what album have I decided to talk about today? Well, I decided to talk about an album that I kind of went off my schedule here. I was gonna, I'm still doing Genesis reviews, but there's an album that I listened to the other day for the first time, and I've given it some more listen so I can give my honest opinion about it. Um, so this album is Metropolis Part 2 Scenes from a Memory by Dream Theater. American progressive metal band. So, let me give my history of me and Dream Theater. So I found out about Dream Theater. I heard they were some progressive metal band. I thought that sounded awesome. Pretty much my two favorite things fused together. I went a little bit saying, I wonder what this Dream Theater sounds like. Probably amazing. I went on YouTube one day. I watched some live video of them, some instrumental video of them. Forget what it was called. The Dance of Eternity from the Breaking the Fourth Wall DVD. I thought it was pretty cool, man. I was excited to give them a listen. I mean, John Petrucci's guitar playing, and can never remember that bass player's name. I thought he was good. The drummer, and then when I saw there was a keyboardist, I was like, "Hi, there's a keyboardist." And I thought his little abstract piano part was pretty cool. And I was like, "Yeah, I can't wait to get into this band." So, I hear some of their first album with that other singer on it. He was only on with them for that one album. I thought his voice was pretty good. A lot of people don't seem to like his voice. But I thought the album was pretty cool. And I heard their second album too, which was with Labrie, the one everyone knows, the singer everyone knows. That was all right. But this album, I decided to listen to Metropolis Part 2 because it's gotten critical acclaim. A lot of people seem to think it's their best album. People's lives were changed by it. A lot of people loved it. So I decided to give it a listen because I was intrigued. I wanted to get into this band. And I've seen a review. One of my favorite reviewers on YouTube, Darren Locke. He does prog reviews. He did a review on it. He did a review on this album, and well, he hated it. He said Dream Theaters for kids with no hair on their balls or something. yeah, he didn't like it. He thought the lyrics were repetitive and stuff like that. So I was interested. I gave it a listen, and my God, I did not know what to think the first time I listened to it. Uh, to be honest with you, the first time I listened to it, I didn't know if I loved it or loathed it. I mean, it was I was confused the whole time, not because of the story. The story's pretty self-explanatory, but I mean, with my feelings about it. So, I always believe in giving things more than one chance. I said, you know what, maybe I'll get into this. And you know what? I agree with most of what Darren Locke said about this album. I can barely stand it. I know people tend to rate it high, but I can't stand it, man. I'll tell you one thing. I do love their music instrumental section. That's what I like about Dream Theater. John Petrucci. I call him John Patootie. John Patootie's guitar playing. I think he's a really good guitarist and a really good metal guitarist. And like I said, they're all good musicians. But I was tricked when I saw that video of them playing that instrumental, that badass instrumental, because I didn't hear what Labrie sounds like. Oh my God, I've tried to get used to this guy's voice. I really tried. I can't stand it. It hurts my ears. It causes physical strain to my ears. I can't stand the guy. I'm sorry. Uh, I mean, if I was, if I got into prog with Dream Theater, I would have probably thought it was the best thing in the whole world. I don't know what I would have thought about the singing, but uh, like I was already into the real prog bands. King Crimson. Well, that wasn't the first thing. It was Pink Floyd. Yeah, beginners stuff. Rush, beginner stuff. And then it was Yes, and then Genesis, and Emerson, Lake and Palmer. The real stuff. King Crimson, Von der Graaf Generator, or Van der Graaf, however the hell you want to say it. Oh, and also Frank Zappa was one of the earliest prog artists I got into before I really knew what the genre was. And what other? Gentle Giant, Soft Machine. All the classic prog bands from the '70s started out in the '70s. Hearing all the brilliant epics like Supper's Ready by Genesis, Close to the Edge, Echo, all concept albums, Dark Side of the Moon, every Pink Floyd concept album, Tales from Topographic Oceans. I mean, The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway by Genesis. I mean, that's a work of art itself right there. And that's 94 minutes, and it goes by fast. This 77-minute slog seems longer than what it is. What I'm saying is, I got into this band a bit late, and they didn't do much for me at all. Yeah, I can't stand this. see the. So what? The album starts with regression. All right. Introduction, whatever. Overture, 1928. My favorite song on the album because it's instrumental. Oh my god, I'm terrible. I think it's badass, really. Dream Theater would be a strong instrumental band in my book. They don't need that horrible singer. I mean, it's almost equivalent to a cat getting its tail stepped on. Overture 1928, my favorite song on the album. Instrumental, baby. Strange Deja Vu. I was still, the song started out cool riff and everything, but then he started singing. Oh my god, he sounded terrible. I forget what he even said. The what did he say? Hold on a second. Oh, okay, I remember now. The subconscious strange sensation, unconscious relaxation. I mean, as I said, the instrumentation, as usual, I think is pretty good. Um, and then there's Through My Words and Fatal Tragedy. I can't stand it, man. Fatal Tragedy. Oh, man. It, you know, I'm not judging this album just because of the singing. You can't do that. That's not right. Another reason I'm judging it is because the story. I can't stand it. It's terrible. I mean, it's way over the top. I can't stand that. I mean, if I want to hear over the top music, I'll listen to the fucking Final Cut, the post-war dream. That's better than anything on this schmuck of an album. And the fucking Fletcher Memorial Home. Still better than anything on this. And I love the Final Cut, but not this. They hit us over the head with the damn Fatal Tragedy thing. She's gone forever. Oh, she was so young. Oh, man, I'd probably fucking kill myself if I listen to that shit again. It's terrible, man. It's terrible. I mean, Jesus Christ, it's not even a real damn story, and it's just too over the top, man. And I even read what the story was about, I tried to give it some merit, besides the instrumentation being good, and it's just a weird story that makes no sense. It's a stupid, terrible story, I'm sorry. But yeah, I can't stand this Fatal Tragedy bullshit. She was so young. Oh, man, shut your fucking mouth with that bullshit. Oh, and it only gets worse. It gets repeated throughout the whole damn thing. Beyond This Life. Starts out with some pretty badass instrumentation. I will say that. And sounds awesome for a little bit till the fucker starts singing. And it's just more over the top bullshit, man. It's just the like really who takes this shit seriously? There's only one thing left to do. Who takes that shit seriously? Not me. I laugh at it. I think it's funny. TD. Oof. I'll never comprehend. I'll never comprehend this. I really won't. Yeah, Beyond This Life. Can't stand it. Besides the instrumentation. Through Her Eyes, more bullshit about the girl dying. Yes, it's sad. She died. You loved her. You don't have to wallow in your fucking grief throughout the whole 77 minutes of this slog. You could have made it 40 minutes, and I could have suffered less, but no, you have to make it 77 minutes, a whole disc. Through Her Eyes, yeah, can't stand it. Then we get Home. It's a bit heavier and up tempo. It's one of the more listenable songs on the album. It's probably the first or second most listenable song on it that has singing in it. You know, I mean, but it's too long. They could have. It's longer than it has to be. I don't say that very much about prog albums, but I mean, I don't say that about fucking Tales from Topographic Oceans. That album's a masterpiece in my book. There's nothing bad on it, but but yeah, Home, yeah, indifferent. Don't care. And then there's Dance of Eternity. Yeah, I like that song. This is actually my favorite song. This and Overture are my favorite songs because they're instrumental. But I already talked about that song. Pretty cool. And I know I sound terrible for saying this, but I was watching this and when the guy was doing the piano part, the abstract sounding piano part, I was like, oh, he's doing a Keith Emerson impression. Oh. But really, that's sort of mean-spirited, but I couldn't help myself. One Last Time. Yeah, I can't stand it. Fucking miserable. I can't stand this. One Last Time. One Last Time! However the hell it went. Seriously. Too much, I think this song also hits us over the head with the damn tragedy bullshit. Oh yeah, this one it got me from sort of enjoying it to loathing it. I mean, in a matter of minutes. Can't stand One Last Time. Oh, fucking shit. Oh, shit. Sort of one of the hits of the album. The spirit carries on. Right when the motherfucker started singing, I was like, oh fuck me, he's ripping off Roger fucking Waters. And it is a Roger Waters ripoff. Go listen to it. You'll hear what I'm talking about. It's... Oh man, I mean, really? You're gonna rip off Roger Waters? And they get away with this shit. What the fuck? This is just bullshit, man. He rips off... And then, to add insult to injury, here comes this acoustic guitar, pleasant enough, but it sounds just like Mother or something, or Two Sons in the Sunset. It's just... In the beginning of it, it sounds just like the final cut, the through the fish-eyed limbs of tear-stained eyes, blah 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 blah. It sounds just like that, except a cheesy bastardization of it. But yes, can't stand that song. It's just trying to be Roger Waters in every way they can, he's doing the same damn vocal styles as Roger Waters did on the final cut and but mainly the final cut, I guess. Really all of his albums, but most notably the final cut, and it's And the worst part, people were fucking moved by this shit. Yes, people get emotional over this song. What the fuck? They get emotional over this bullshit? My emotions of it is either laughing because of the blatant ripoff of one of the best songwriters, in my opinion, ever, Roger Waters, with those breezy vocals. Yeah. But it's even higher pitch. It sounds... it doesn't help is something that kills... One of the things that kills it is the story and a lot of the lyrics seem like they were written by a young person. And I know I'm a young person, but I have a very mature view of music and prog, prog most notably. I'm more of a 70s, original prog guy, but it doesn't help when there's childish lyrics sung by a childish sounding singer. That just makes it worse for me. Kills it for me, man. But yeah, I don't like this song. And then Finally Free, I don't know, bits and pieces of this. I like the slow acoustic parts of the songs, like the slower parts of the songs. I think it has a nice melody, very pleasant melody. Labrie does the best he can with trying to sing this, even though I'm not a fan of his voice whatsoever. But, I think it has some pleasant melodies in it. Of course, there's that whole part with the... What did he say in it? Let me look here. The whole bullshit about feeling good this Friday afternoon. I ran into Julie and said we get together. That... Not for me. Something else about the lyrics, it's like you're reading it right off a book that someone wrote, like it's the actual story. it you know something good about some other bands, prog bands. They write lyrics that you loosely know what they're saying, but you're still sort of you're still sort of what's the word? There's still a part of you that still doesn't know 100% what they're saying. And that's the beauty of writing songs. You can write songs however you want to. You don't have to make it sound like you're reading off of a history book. I mean, or a novel. I mean, uh, but yeah, I mean, just then there's this the ending of it. You know, sound effects, whatever. But you know something, I do give Dream Theater credit though. They did popularize the prog genre once again, and I give them credit for that. They definitely achieved that. They've achieved a pretty good amount. But there's a couple glaring things I can't stand about this album. Uh, that I can't stand about the band Dream Theater, the singer, and some of the lyrics. Like some of the lyrics in this are fucking terrible. I'm telling you, they're shit. Uh, like all that bullshit about the. I mean, yeah, I get it's a fatal tragedy. You don't have to keep reminding us. This album feels like the main person in the story is just wallowing in grief for 77 minutes straight. 77 minutes and 17 seconds straight of a guy wallowing in and forcing us to listen to it. You know, he could have made us. Some of the songs are just parts can be edited out and made it less than an hour, 40 to 50 minutes. Even 50 minutes would still be torturous, but I tried. I just listened to this album and I can't stand it. I don't know if I ever will stand it. I will give Dream Theater more chances with other albums, but I can tell you I don't like this one. Uh, Shit. What do I rate it? I mean, I don't like it. It's probably a 3 out of 10, guys. I think I'd rather listen to Momentary Lapse of Reason and probably even Big Generator. Calling All Stations from Genesis. I don't know, but this is. I'm sorry. I can't connect with this album. People's lives were changed. People call it one of the best prog albums ever. They're fucking stupid. You know, you need to start listening to real prog bands like King Crimson, Genesis, Yes, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Gentle Giant, Jethro Tull. Forgot to mention Jethro Tull. Jethro Tull. I mean, you can like Dream Theater. I don't have a problem with that, but I mean, don't make them your favorite prog band because you'll just look stupid among the prog head community. And I know I'm wearing a Cannibal Corpse shirt, but you know what? I'm a true prog head, I would say. I look like a Dream Theater fan, don't I? I mean, I have the long hair, the metal t-shirt, but I can't stand them. I can't stand the singer. I'll just give the album a generous 3 out of 10. If that. It might get less. I'll give it 1 star out of 5 for now. 2 if I was high. 1.5 if I was a little drunk. But I'm just gonna give it one out of one fatal tragedy out of 5. That's one fatal tragedy out of 5. Or it gets between 1 to 3 fatal tragedies out of 10. That's 1 to 3 fatal tragedies out of 10. You get it. You get my riff. I don't like it. Sorry, all you pussies, but that's what I think about it. I guess that's all I have to say. I really don't like this. I'm sorry. I liked bits of it. As I said, I like the instrumentation. I think they're really good at playing their instruments. You know, John Petrucci does the job well. Even though they're kind of like robots on stage. You know, John Petrucci, the bass player, the Asian bass player, the keyboardist. And the drummer looks like they made a robot of a person from the waist up and stuck it on a chair, a drum seat thing, and screwed it on and remote controlled him to move like this, playing the drums. That's really what it looked like. I haven't really seen videos of Labrie singing, but would I see him in concert? Sure, even though I'd have to put up with hearing Labrie singing, but ear-piercing singing, but I think it'd be interesting to see the guys play their instruments, though. But yeah, Metropolis Part 2, Scenes from a Memory, it's a stinker, it's overrated, it's not an essential prog album. I don't know, I like their first album best probably because it has a different singer on it. When Dreamin' Day, whatever the fuck it's called, Unite. But yeah, I was disappointed, and I had high hopes, high expectations for Dream Theater. I thought they'd be one of my favorite bands, but no, I was disappointed. I'll listen to other albums though by them that hopefully are better than this, because I'm still giving them a chance, surprisingly. But I wanted to get this review off my chest. Maybe someday I'll change my mind, but for now I'm keeping it as it is. So I guess that's it. I guess I'll see you on. I should be doing I keep saying this every video, the vinyl update's coming soon, and you know, I'll be doing more Genesis reviews and everything. Then when I'm done with Genesis, alternate between Yes and Rush. And once I've gotten all of Crimson's records on vinyl and listened to the real albums instead of the fake put together albums on YouTube, I'll do them. So this is it, man. If you like high-pitched, squealy boy voices, then go ahead and listen to this. But I'm just gonna leave it as it is. This won't make me any friends, I'm sure, but yeah, this is a great album for people that don't know what good prog is if it bit them in the ass. Well, I guess that's it. And I'll see you guys later on my next video. Goodbye.